Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. Now here on the program, and especially coming from myself, I love to help promote programs that are for the best interest and the best future for the youngest members of our community. And this is a fantastic new program that's in the state of Utah and hopefully coming soon to the Park City Public School System called Playworks. And I'm thrilled to be sitting down with their executive director, Chris Conard. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
All right, so talk to us about, I love the name Playworks because I feel like that just says it all. But this is a national organization that is spread quite extensively throughout Utah. Hopefully we'll be getting it soon in Park City. Tell us a little bit about its background.
Sure. So Playworks started in 1996, and our founder, Jill Violet, was actually running an after-school arts program at the time. And she went to go meet with one of the principals, and it was right after the lunch time at the school, and ended up waiting a super long time to get into the principal's office. And when she opened the door, two boys walked out and looked like they'd been upset and crying. And the principal looked at Jill and she said, you know, these boys are in here almost every day because they're getting in trouble at recess. And recess has become the most concentrated time for conflicts and for bullying. And if you could do something about that, like that would be great. Like, we love your arts program, but like let's try to solve this. And as Jill looked at what was going on at recess, she realized there's a really intense power that could happen when adults started becoming proactive in kids' experience at recess instead of reactive to the chaos that was happening. So Playworks is an organization that unleashes adults out at recess I
like that, unleashes the adults.
Right.
Because the kids are free for all.
Yeah, yeah, and for adults to be caring and consistent at recess every day, teaching kids the right rules to play, how to solve conflicts, how to demonstrate leadership on the playground so that kids can start to feel more engaged as a community and then more empowered to start their own games and to develop really critical social and emotional skills.
Well, and I think people they discount the importance of what happens there, that's just, oh, that's where the kids just go to blow off steam before they get back to the real work in the classroom. But I know with a 6-year-old in kindergarten, when I ask him, how was your day, what did you do, one of the first things he'll start with is, well, I played with so-and-so on the playground, and then we did this, and it always, that's where we start off, you know, not the circle time, not the educational side of it. And the dynamics between kids, that interaction, positive and negative, it's really where they figure out, you know, their social interactions and the type of people they identify with, and maybe unfortunately some bullying and that sort of that open field. So when the adults are out there through Playworks, what are some of the tactical skills that they're using to keep it a positive time period in the school day? Sure.
Well, the first thing they're doing is setting up multiple different games so that kids from all walks of life can choose any game that they want, and creating really a positive, safe, and inclusive environment that's happening out of recess. And so once there's a lot of games going on, then adults are hopping around and actually playing with the kids, not just standing off to the side and watching, but modeling how to play different games and how to react when things don't go your way in games, and to really demonstrate. Reacting when things don't go your way is such a, I've learned that just from watching. I'm like, it is not the end of the world. It is not. And really teaching kids common rules and then easy conflict resolution skills that they can use right on the playground. And the ultimate goal is that every recess for every kid becomes a positive, safe, and inclusive environment. It's not something that they dread throughout the school day, if that's something I just have to get through. Because no matter what the age, and I've seen it just observationally from looking at other schools, there's already at an elementary school age that cliquey sort of group, you know, identifying, and you can see how very easily somebody could be excluded, and then that pattern just continues. Yeah, absolutely. So we look to make recess one where there is respect, inclusion, healthy community, and healthy play. There's an understanding that any kid can join any game that's happening out at recess. And what we've seen in Playworks schools across the nation is that there starts to be a breakdown, and there's less gender separation in games. There's more inclusive with kids outside of your clique or peer group playing together. And kids really then look forward to going out to recess, like you said, and building a really strong school-wide community as those core values then filter back into the classroom and back into the hallways.
Now this sounds wonderful, and I know some people will be watching and saying, well, what are the results? You had an independent study through Stanford actually take a look at the schools and some of the pilot programs you did. This is really working.
Yes, yes.
Talk to me about some of the results that you've seen across the country.
Yeah, so Stanford University in Mathematica did an external evaluation. They did a randomized control trial over 2 years. And they looked at 29 elementary schools, 15 of which that had Playworks and 14 that didn't as a control group. And what they found is that Playworks had statistically significant impacts in reducing bullying, increasing kids' sense of safety at schools, getting kids more vigorously physically active, and giving back teaching time that was previously lost to negative behaviors filtering back into the classroom.
So this isn't just from the school, this is from parents as well that I'm sure are just thrilled with this. 43% of schools reported less bullying, 20% of saying students feel safer at school, 43% difference in students that are engaged in various physical activity, and like you said, 34% fewer minutes before students are ready to get back into the classroom and ready to learn.
Yeah.
And those minutes, I mean, they're
critical.
They're critical. Yeah. The amount of time it takes just to get everybody to settle and just focus and get back there. 34% is a big number.
Yeah, teachers here in Utah are saying that they gain back about 6 to 8 minutes for every recess of instruction.
Think about how much that adds up over the course of a school year.
Yeah, well, last year alone it was 21 hours for most teachers.
There you go.
Yeah.
You did add it up.
We do the math.
Yeah.
We are a data-driven organization, and
but I love it though, because the philosophy of it sounds wonderful, and it's like, of course we want things to be more inclusive, and of course we want our children to feel safe at school, but tactically, and then to see the actual results on the end of is this working is fantastic. So you're in schools already in Utah. What are some of the school districts that you already find Playworks?
Yeah, so we're currently working with 58 schools here in Utah, so it's about 33,000 kids every day, largely down in the Salt Lake County area. So we work with Canyon School District, where they have Playworks in every one of their elementary schools. They've gone district-wide. Granite School District, Salt Lake, Murray, Jordan, and we're looking to expand into Park City.
I was going to say, you're not here yet. So what's your target elementary school? Where would you like to start?
Well, we have started. So we have professional development services that we do where we can train the teachers and recess aides into how to get these outcomes at their schools. We've done that with Jeremy Ranch Elementary so far this year, and looking to expand that program next year, and then hopefully get into all 4 of the schools up here.
And are there volunteers with Playworks? I mean, who are these individuals if it's not through just training the teachers that already are working there?
Yeah.
How do people get involved in the program?
There's a couple different ways. We have 3 programs that we run. So we have the professional development services like we've done at Jeremy Ranch. We also have our most intensive program in which we actually place a full-time AmeriCorps member at a low-income elementary school for the entire year. And they work every single day becoming a part of that school's community. And they're not just doing the recess time, they're also running a youth leadership program that we call Junior Coaches, where they work with the oldest kids in the schools and train them in conflict.
They can become little role models as well.
Absolutely, yeah. They put on purple junior coach shirts and they come out to younger kids' recesses and
young leaders, right?
Young
there.
leaders, yeah.
Like
and so our coach program is 1 person per school. They're there every day of the school year. We also have a team up program where there's 1 person for every 4 schools, and we take a veteran coach from Playworks, and they are not only instilling the program at schools, but empowering schools to keep the program afloat long-term, so long-term sustainability in the program. So folks can get involved either by coming to work for us. We're starting to hire for next school year as AmeriCorps members, or you can come volunteer at schools and work directly with kids. We train volunteers in game facilitation and conflict resolution, and then come out to the playground and engage with kids.
And come out and play.
Come out and play.
All right, well, for people who want to learn more past just us chatting, where is the website? Where can they go?
Yeah, they can go to playworks.org. And it's got a bunch of different resources. You can see what schools we're in. You can contact us. and get it at your school next year.
And Chris, thank you so much. I can't think of a more fun and more influential way to dedicate your career. The kids on the playground. I love it. All right, well, if you want to learn more, I encourage you all to go to playworks.org and see the fantastic work that they're doing. Hopefully, it will be brought to an elementary school right here in Park City. We're going to take a quick break here on the show and be back with Park City Vacation Rentals, USA Nordic athletes, and much more. You're watching Park City Television.